Curved surface of the spoon bowl bounces income raised back towards a center focus point lying between your face and the center of the spoon. In passing through this point, rays from the upper part of face are reflected downward, while those from the lower part are reflected upward. Look at the back of the spoon, you see an upright image of yourself. This is because of the reflected curved surface of the metal act as the verging mirror. This image does tend to be distorted because spoons seldom have the spherical or parabolic curve required from an undistorted image. Inverted image in spoon we keep far from our face with concave side toward our face. It is because our face is outside the focal line of the concave side of spoon. We see a virtual inverted image, whether in case of concave mirror we can see virtual image, which is straight.
Good afternoon everyone, I'm Angel Anitohin and now we're talking about mirages. A mirage is an optical phenomenon that creates the illusion of the water and results from refraction of the light through a non-uniform medium. Mirages are most commonly observed on sunny days when driving down a roadway. As you drive down the roadway, there appears to be a puddle of water on the road several yards, maybe 100 yards, in front of the car. When you arrive the perceived location of the puddle, you recognize that the puddle is not there. Instead, the puddle of water appears to be another 100 yards in front of you. You could carefully match the perceived location of the water to a roadside object, but when you arrive at that object, the puddle of water is still not on the roadway. The appearance of the water is simply an illusion. This video is an example of mirage.
The circle of light is called halo. It can appear around the sun or the moon. Now, why does it form? It forms when crystal present its circumstances clouds bend or they reflect light from the sun. Cirrus clouds are thin and form in the upper reaches of the atmosphere at an altitude of 20,000 to 40,000 feet. Sundogs or maxim can appear when light passes through ice crystals in cirrus clouds. High up in the atmosphere, the crystals act like tiny prisms bending the light to create halo around the time. When crystals position just right, the sunlight bends towards our eyes and creates bright spots. These bright spots are called sundogs. They're called that because they seem to follow the sun just like a dog. Sundogs are easiest to see when the sun is low on the horizon. They always end up at the spot where sunlight reaches spot of gold. Rainbow is formed when there is both sunlight and raindrops in the sky. It is best seen when the sun is low and behind the observer, and the raindrops are in front of the observer passing light. The rainbow appears because of these three. Supernumerary bows. These are rainbows bordered by narrow colored bows, green, violet, or orange. Due to interference of light waves, they occur inside the primary rainbow or on a rare occasion outside the secondary rainbow. Here's the feature of it.
Good morning everyone. I'm Joanna Megamino and I will explain to you why clouds are usually white and rain clouds are dark. So first, I will explain to you why clouds are usually white. Clouds differ greatly in size, shape, and color. They can appear thin and wispy or bulky and long. Clouds usually appear white because the tiny water droplets inside them are tightly packed, reflecting most of the sunlight that hits them. White is how our eyes perceive all wavelengths of sunlight mixed together. I will show you some pictures of white clouds. So next, I will explain to you why rainy clouds are dark. Clouds are visible accumulation of tiny water droplets or ice crystal in the Earth's atmosphere. When it's about to rain, clouds darken because the water vapor is clumping together into raindrops. Leaving larger spaces between drops of water, less light is reflected. The rain cloud appears black or gray. I will show you the example of rainy clouds.
Oh, would you turn? Oh, would you terrified?
As sunlight passes through a cloud, tiny water droplets that make up the cloud scatter all colors of the light in the same manner, producing a white color. As the cloud gets thicker, less light can pass through to the base of the cloud and it appears darker. I hope you learned something about my video, why clouds are dark and why clouds are usually white. Thank you.
Why the sky is blue and the sunset are reddish?
Why sky is blue? Why is it not red, green, yellow, orange, or any other color? Let's start with the sun. It's a common misconception that the sun is yellow, orange, or red. The sun is actually consists of many different colors, but it appears to our eyes as a white light. The white light from the sun travels through the Earth's atmosphere. This atmosphere is filled with gas molecules like carbon dioxide, oxygen, or many tiny dust particles. According to Rayleigh scatter, the red light has longest wavelength, so it's scattered less, but blue light has shortest wavelength, and it hits to the gas molecules, so it's scattered more, but violet light has shorter wavelength than blue. In that case, why sky is not violet? Let's look at the spectrum of the blue sky. As you see that there is a fair amount of violet in there. But there is not much as violet light as there is blue light because the sunlight had much more blue than it has violet. That's why the sky looks blue. Now we know sun is white and sky is blue. But during sunset, why does the sun and the sky is reddish orange? At sunset, sun is at lower in the sky, and the blue light has to travel through a lot more atmospheres before it reaches your eyes, which means it has lots of time before the blue light to scatter in all directions. And it's the red light that hits your eyes. That's why the sun is reddish orange during sunset.